A chance for the candidates to talk about themselves, some of the issues that they face, what they want to bring to the office, why they think they're qualified. We have given them prepared questions. They all had the opportunity to get the questions around 1 o'clock or so today, so we're not catching anybody by surprise with a trick or a secret question. We've got a big packed program tonight, and we would ask the candidates to remember that while time is allotted, you don't have to use it all, but we would ask you to honor the time cards that will be in front of you and wrap up. We're going to do the treasurer's office first, and we're going to start in alphabetical order and then go backwards, which means if my alphabet is right, David, you'll be third when you do your open topic introductory remarks, and then you'll just stay up here and you'll get the next question, and then we'll try to figure out what to do with Mr. Minna to see that he gets fair time. I don't think it matters much what order you go in, but we try to keep it fair. The first question, cut off of 5 minutes, 4 to 5 minutes, cut off at 5 minutes. Please consider this time as an open topic opportunity for you to discuss whatever you would like to discuss. It is hoped that you will introduce yourself and give as much of a personal history as you desire to give, including your education, your experience, your involvement with the community, your familiarity with the office, your understanding of the office, and why you think you're the most qualified to handle the job. Mr. Grindstaff, you're up.
Thank you, Mr. Gardner. Hello, my name is Scott Grindstaff, and I have been the Henry County Treasurer since 2000. It's an honor and a privilege to serve the people of Henry County, and it's very humbling to be able to be a servant for our community. Prior to becoming the treasurer, I worked at Patrick Henry National Bank for 13 years. When I ran at that time, my statement was, the treasurer is the county's banker. And I brought those skills and that knowledge to the office, and that is what I am. Every dollar that comes through the county comes through that office, not just the county, all the school money, all the social services money, parks and rec fees that comes through our office. And a little bit about me. I've been in Henry County my whole life. Graduated from Fidel Collinsville High School, and like I said, I've been married 35 years to my wife, Lisa. We have 2 grown children, Connor and Grant. And I've gone to Smith Memorial United Methodist Church for 59 years. By the way, I'm 60 years old. See, I was outstanding in the nursery, they said, and they let me teach Sunday school now, so I've moved on up. But like I said, I've been in different organizations, Collinsville JCs, I've been in the FC Rotary Club, I was PTO president at Stanleytown, I was athletic booster president at Bassett High School. Serving the public and serving the county is what I've always wanted to do. And my first job was in retail, and banking is retail, and I feel like what I do now is retail. I wait on people. I make sure they get good service, what they want. They come into our office, most of the time, everything's fine, but when they have problems, I help them out. That's what we do. You know, between the commissioner and treasurer, we make sure that all their information is correct and they're going to get things right. But we wait on the people. I tell my people in there that, you know, these people are our neighbors, our church members and stuff like that, so we're going to treat them with the utmost respect. For the Treasurer Association, I've served on different boards. I've been on their board of directors for years. I've been the education chair for the Treasurer Associations of Virginia, and right now I teach the customer service class. I've done that since 2020. In that class, we have 30 to 40 deputies come to the class, and I teach customer service because that's what I pride myself in. And we just had a class last week, but like I said, I've always worked in waiting on the public, retail, and that's what I do. I wait on the public. Thank you.
All right. Mr. Minner.
First off, thank you to AEP and to the Chamber for holding this, Mr. Gardner for moderating for us. I appreciate that. And thank you to all the citizens who came out tonight to listen to hear our sides of what we think is best as a treasurer. I'm Michael Minner Jr., and I'm here to seek your vote to become the next treasurer for Henry County. I am married to Elizabeth Minner, who is the director of Patrick County's special ed program. I have 3 daughters, Kaylee, who's a student at Sweetbriar and a 2023 graduate of Mighty Vista, Sydney, who is a 7th grader at Laurel Park, and Allison, who is a 1st grader at Mount Olivet Elementary. I'm a proud graduate of Henry County Public Schools myself, from specifically Laurel Park. I graduated from Laurel Park and I went on to the University of Virginia at Wise and received a history and social science degree in government. I then came back home to work, and I started an education career. I went on to pursue a master's in administration from Radford University, and have since obtained additional certificates from the George Washington University Center for Public and Leadership in Area of Business and Organization in 2022 and 2023. I'm currently a member of the Fixborough Ruleton Club. I'm the president and former treasurer of the CHILL organization, and the CHILL organization is a youth organization that pushes the youth in our area to work on drug and alcohol prevention in our community. I take pride in that organization. I'm a member of the Henry County Parks and Recreation Board and have been since 2015, and I'm the golf operations operator for Forest Park for all of their tournaments. I'm a member of the West Piedmont Workforce Development Board, and a member of Chatham Heights Baptist Church, and I'm also one of the few people that call bingo at Lancer Hall Bingo for our community, support scholarships and community action. For my entire life, I've worked hard in this community. I love this community and the people who live here. I'll work hard for the entire community and not just one neighborhood or another. I'll work for the entire community. For the past 23 years, I've served as an educator. I've served as a coach, a teacher, assistant principal and athletic director in Henry County Public Schools. I've also been the coordinator of online learning in Regional Alternative. And I'm currently the Director of Career and Technical Education and the Administrator at the Career Academy. And the Career Academy is putting our youth back to the workforce and giving our community support for the future. I am very familiar with the Office of Treasurer and its upcoming needs to help the office and help the students, help the community and the citizens that live here. In my current role as Director of Technology and Administration for Career Academy, I have numerous employees who rely on me on a daily basis. I have to be efficient, organized, and complete tasks because they rely on my success to help them be successful. This is something I do on a daily basis. I have to provide reports on a regular basis to local, state, and federal officials to make sure that we are in compliance and are properly managing the money that we're entrusted with. During the time that I have been in charge of the CTE and Career Academy for Henry County Public Schools, I've not had one poor rating of our audits and continuously been on time and above par with all expectations. It's these things that are part of the expectations that the citizens should expect from the Office of the Treasurer. And I do feel that that is why I am the best candidate for the position. I'm fully invested in this community. And not just while I'm running, I'm working with this community throughout all of my life. I'm here to help with a new voice, a new vision, and a fresh start. Thank you.
Thank you. And Ray Moore.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you to the Chamber for having us this evening. We really appreciate it. My name's David Moore, and I'm running for Treasurer for the county. And I'd like to tell you a little bit about myself to start off with. I was born and raised here in Henry County. Been here my entire life. I've been married to my wife, Patsy Moore, as my campaign manager as well, for 17 years. We have 4 wonderful boys from both of us. I have 2 sisters, and I have 24 uncles and aunts before they get married. Additionally, my wife and I are foster parents who work with Intercept Health with a variety of different children that have come into our home for about 3 years now. My education experience is I have my MBA from Avery University, and I've worked for 10 years at Martinsville Hospital prior to coming to work for Henry County. While I was at the hospital, I was the supply manager and the buyer. Like I had said, I worked 24 years with the county. I'm currently there now. It's going on 25 years. I work in the finance purchasing office. I worked there as a purchasing agent. In 1999, the county had a new financial system called Munis. I was the leading team person to help develop the parameters of the financial system. I was the primary trainer of Munis to all employees throughout the county and the PSA, including the school system. Talking about training and teaching. For 16 years, I have been an adjunct professor here at Patrick and Henry. I've taught business classes, management classes, financial classes, as well as communication skills. I was the finance chair for the Virginia Association of Governmental Purchasing back in 2003, which covers the entire state of Virginia. And I'm on the finance committee at Stone Memorial Christian Church here in Collinsville, Virginia. My community involvement entails the Collinsville JCs for almost 15 years, where I had served with many civic projects that helped our community. While serving there on the JCs, I became the president and ended up becoming the life member of the Collinsville JCs. Later, I became a life member for the state of Virginia for my service. I'm very involved at my church at Stone Memorial, where I'm an elder and a member of the praise and worship team, where I sing and play drums. My familiarity of the treasurer's office is I've worked with Henry County, as I've indicated, for over 24 years, where I interact with the treasurer's office often. I'm very proficient in Munis, which, as I stated earlier, is the financial system of Henry County, and I believe it's imperative to have this working knowledge of this system to do the job in the treasurer's office. I understand that the treasurer is primarily responsible for managing the revenue and the cash flow of the agency, banking, collections, receipts, reporting, investments, or disbursements of county funds. Why am I qualified for this job? I have an extensive background in financial, and I have indicated through my knowledge through the financial system that the county currently has, which is Munis. I'm a very organized person who has had a separate spreadsheet for almost everything that I do in life. I have a passion for continuous learning and adaptability. In my career, I have always found myself able to adapt quickly to situations and to resolve and challenges because of not seeing things as obstacles, but instead I see those challenges as opportunities to grow. So as you can see and tell in the transition of already working within the county for almost 25 years and my knowledge of the financial system that's in place, I will make a smooth transition into the treasurer's office. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm Attorney General Jason Miyares. My job as Attorney General is to be the people's protector and partnering with law enforcement. I can think of no greater partner right now that we have, the Sheriff Wayne Davis. He's over 23 years of experience in law enforcement, everything from being a patrolman, the SWAT team, the homicide investigator. He'd be a fantastic sheriff. I ask you to go vote in November. I'm proud to support him. The world is run by those that show up. Show up for Sheriff Davis on Election Day.
This ad is paid for and authorized by D. Wayne Davis Jr. for sheriff.
A broken or cracked windshield can ruin a day. At Daniels Auto Glass, it's our goal to make that unfortunate scenario as painless as possible. We have been servicing Franklin County and the surrounding area since 1995. Our customers are our neighbors, and we want you to know that you have the choice who repairs or replaces your windshield. And if you can't come out to us, we can come out to you. We also offer window tinting, and we are fully equipped and certified to reset all camera systems in any windshield, both in shop and with our mobile unit.
Sarver Cleaning Services is locally owned and operated since 1997, providing leading commercial and residential cleaning solutions in Virginia and North Carolina. Let us handle all your cleaning needs. 24-hour service, 7 days a week. Give them a call at 276-647-7667 or info@sarvercleaningservices.com.
Nelson Towing and Recovery has been serving Martinsville, Henry County, and the surrounding areas for 45 years. We have a talented, friendly staff with almost 100 years of combined experience. All of our drivers are certified and experienced in just about any situation. Our fleet of tow trucks contains a variety of modern vehicles that will meet every possible need. We also provide roadside assistance to help you out in case you have a flat tire or run out of fuel. Nelson Towing and Recovery, 888-257-8866.
Richard Sarver Realtor 2023 Reader's Choice Award winner for Best Realtor. For all your listings and selling needs, give him a call at 276-732-3187.
Thanks to all three of you for that. The next question has to do with meals, campground, and lodging taxes. And this question came up in the chamber because it is felt that there's not a widespread awareness of this in the community generally. And the question specifically is, what do you intend to do to ensure that meals, campground, and lodging taxes are promptly paid? But again, this is not a debate, and these are topics, and we're not rigidly adhering to the topics. So I would invite you during this 4 minutes to talk about meals, campground, and lodging taxes, whether you think they're being promptly and properly collected, and what can be done to promptly and properly collect these taxes. Thank you.
Well, to start off with, I can't mention it enough. Streamline, streamline. I think we need to streamline multiple functions within the Commissioner of Revenue's office as well as the Treasurer's office. The current process of collecting these taxes needs to be revamped. Just to clarify, campground taxes are not currently being collected. Is that correct, Andrew? Okay. Should campgrounds be collected, I surely think it's something that the Board of Supervisors as well as our administration should discuss. Currently, the other taxes such as lodging taxes and meals taxes are due at the county at the 20th of each month. The company will come by the building, log in their information, and pay their bill, and then they would come over to the Treasurer's office actually to pay the bill after they've logged it in the Commissioner of Revenue's office. I would love to see this process more streamlined to where one office is taking care of all that information. This is a service that should be given to our citizens. In addition, I will have an employee in my office working closely with the Commissioner of Revenue's office to help keep up with the businesses that have and haven't paid by the 20th of the month. It's imperative that businesses and owners take responsibility to pay taxes from this type of business promptly so that we can continue to provide a community that is growing and improving. They are business owners that are rewarded with the citizens of this community and outside this community, keeping them in business by using their services and their facilities by eating at them as well. Citizens paying this tax on the meal when they actually come to the location or the lodging tax. So it should be simply transferred to the county.
Yes, thank you.
The people need to know the expectations of deadlines and due dates and be held accountable, and that their failure to abide by those are critical to the success of the entire county. We need to have additional checks and balances in place to ensure that these businesses and these owners are fully aware of the impact they have and the negligence they have in our community. One of the first things we have to start doing a better job of is having conversations with businesses in our community. And we currently send out billing right now and expect people just to pay without explaining the reasons. But when that happens, or when that does not happen, and we send them to collections, the process of not paying shows that their lack of clear communication and expectations in our community is a blatant disregard of accountability. One of the worst things we're doing is waiting until these establishments go out of business, and we have not collected the prompt tax payments. of these businesses. The opportunities of the treasurer has under the Code of Virginia are vast and can eliminate this process from taking place. Now, I don't believe we jump straight into the harshest of penalties, but doing nothing gets you nothing. And that's a problem the treasurer's office needs to be responsible for this community. The community elects that person and expects them to fulfill that responsibility to the fullest extent. These businesses are easy to visit, communicate with, and outline possibilities to recoup any collected taxes that are not being paid. One of the easiest ways to do this is to go out to those businesses, support them when possible. This entire election, I've been going out to local businesses and having conversations with business owners, making sure that they understand how I will help them as the treasurer. It's that clear understanding and communication with people that we need to start having. We need to make sure our citizens are fully informed and understand what the taxes are they're being charged. We need to be timely in our communication and deliver taxes due. For the past 2 years, we've been delayed either internally or through the Commissioner of Revenue's office, and that's a problem we need to fix. Some of my expectations will be that we meet deadlines, communicate with our citizens, and are prepared on a daily basis to meet the needs of our citizens. When you clearly communicate expectations and how this revenue is used, people feel informed and they know what steps they need to take moving forward. Those that do not are another issue entirely. And we have steps in the Code of Virginia that takes care of those situations. So, thank you.
I'm going to break this into two parts. The meals tax, that's called a trustee's tax in the state of Virginia. It's like sales tax. It's what the merchant collects. Sales tax gets forwarded to Virginia. Meals tax gets forwarded to the locality. And the way Henry County does this is the restaurant food provider brings in the receipts to the Commissioner of Revenue's office. At that time, they assess how much tax is paid based on those receipts, because the merchant doesn't know until they come to the Commissioner of Revenue's office. And if they, I think most of them pay it on time. There's a few stragglers, and when the stragglers come in, the Commissioner of Revenue assesses them a penalty. And when that is done, it's put on our system, Munis you've heard talk about, and then the person comes over and we collect that tax. Majority of the restaurants in town are not late. There's not a lot of money missing from meals tax. I think right now I have like 2 in collections. So they do a good job. The restaurant owners that are doing their job right, they know what they have to do. They know they have to come to the commissioner's office, and that's a necessary step because they get assessed based on the receipts. The treasurer's office does no assessing. We base our collection on what the Commissioner of Revenue tells us it is. So that's the meals tax portion of this. The lodging and RV, is it campground and lodging? We have an ordinance for the campground tax. At the present time, they're looking to change it up because there's no penalty on not paying that. That's the RV tax. I think we have the 2 large ones on Tinsbury and the one that used to be Lily Pad. I don't know the name of it now, but most of them pay us on time. We don't have a lot of trouble, not a lot of collection effort to do there. The hotels, most of them send theirs in to the state and it gets forwarded to us. So there's not a lot of collection the treasurer has to do on either one of those 2, or like I said, the meals tax. Occasionally I have to do it, but like I said, that's a trustee tax, and they, if they don't pay that, just like their state tax, they get in trouble. And we have different methods to collect it, and one of the easiest methods is get our Commonwealth attorney to send them a letter, and then usually they come right in when they get a letter from the Commonwealth attorney. But that's how simple that is to collect those taxes.
All right, thank you.
So I'm up again.
Let's give you first step this time, okay?
I'm Sheriff Wayne Davis. My family and I have lived our entire lives right here in Henry County, and we spend our free time enjoying many activities in God's great outdoors. I'm a believer in hometown values, God, family, and country. For the last 23 years, I've worked at the Henry County Sheriff's Office. and faithfully serve the citizens of Henry County. As your sheriff, I vow to continue working hard every day to remove drug dealers and criminals from your streets to ensure this community is safe for you and your family. I will always be engaged with our local residents to understand your concerns and needs. And by working with members of this community, we will continue to keep Henry County a great place to live, work, and raise our families. I respectfully ask for your vote on November 7th. I'm Sheriff Wayne Davis, and this ad was paid for and authorized by D. Wayne Davis Jr. for Sheriff.
A broken or cracked windshield can ruin a day. At Daniels Auto Glass, it's our goal to make that unfortunate scenario as painless as possible. We have been servicing Franklin County and the surrounding area since 1995. Our customers are our neighbors, and we want you to know that you have the choice who repairs or replaces your windshield. And if you can't come out to us, we can come out to you. We also offer window tinting, and we are fully equipped and certified to reset all camera systems in any windshield, both in shop and with our mobile unit.
Sarver Cleaning Services is locally owned and operated since 1997, providing leading commercial and residential cleaning solutions in Virginia and North Carolina. Let us handle all your cleaning needs. 24-hour service, 7 days a week. Give them a call at 276-647-7667 or info@sarvercleaningservices.com.
Nelson Towing and Recovery has been serving Martinsville, Henry County, and the surrounding areas for 45 years. We have a talented, friendly staff with almost 100 years of combined experience. All of our drivers are certified and experienced in just about any situation. Our fleet of tow trucks contains a variety of modern vehicles that will meet every possible need. We also provide roadside assistance to help you out in case you have a flat tire or run out of fuel. Nelson Towing and Recovery, 888-257-8866.
Richard Sarver Realtor 2023 Reader's Choice Award winner for Best Realtor. For all your listings and selling needs, give him a call at 276-732-3187.
Michael will be addressing question 3, which kind of dovetails with question number 2. In your opinion, what is the main function of the treasurer? Please outline what you think are ways to improve collection with respect to real estate, machine and tools, meals, campground, and lodging taxes. And again, it kind of dovetails in with the other, and I think what we were trying to get you all to address, and maybe the questions weren't as specific as they could be, is address your role as the, nobody likes the word tax collector, but we were hoping to have you all address whether you see that as your main role, and what is your attitude about getting tougher with folks that just aren't paying. And we have thrown in the machine and tools tax here, and real estate. We've already talked about lodging and campground and meals, but I think addressing what you think the main function of the treasurer is, and collections with real estate and machine and tool, and how you know you're getting a prompt and accurate report on machine and tool, and that sort of thing.
So I think you hit it last week, Mr. Gardner, and you said that the treasurer and the commissioner of revenue, sometimes if they're doing their job effectively, may be out of a job. But I'm going to disagree with that, because I think if the treasurer and the commissioner of revenue are doing their job effectively, then the people in the community are seeing that the job they're doing is to help the larger community. The Constitution of Virginia established this position in 1870. And while it is the purpose of it to ensure that the local funds will be collected and accounted for, it all boils down to the treasurer is the tax collector for the community. But it's by collecting those revenues, the treasurer's office can support a safe community, support our roads, our signages, our proper licensing, our legal businesses, and our safety of our citizens in the community. Those tax dollars are used to fund our local government and our schools, the sheriff's department. That's why we need to have an open line of communication between the local governments and law enforcement to ensure the overall success of the department. One of the things we've got to do is stop allowing people to be delinquent on their taxes. We have to move into the next century. We have to look at ways that we can collect money that we have not taken advantage of. We have to look at more than just paying by cash or check. And if you don't have those, you have to go to the ATM in the hallway. Currently, if you don't have those, that is your only solution. We live in a different society. We have more options. If you go to any retail store, you'll see multiple options in those retail stores. We have to start modernizing the department where and when it is possible to meet the needs of our citizens. We also need to consider our online payments and expanding the use of that program that are currently in place. Right now, when you pay a bill online, you have to enter your credit card every single time you do it. Many people now use Apple Pay, PayPal, Venmo. We should look to expand the payment options and methods to accept more in order to make it more convenient for our customers in our community. Some like cash, some prefer checks, but as you've seen in these stores, there are more than one ways to get these payments in than swiping a card or handing over cash. So I think it's important that we communicate, like I said before, with our people. Let them know what their taxes are. Let them know why they're paying those taxes, because at the end of the day, that helps make our community better. So, thank you.
David?
The Treasurer's primary responsibility is to safeguard the citizens' money by managing the revenue and cash flow of the agency, banking, collections, receipts, reporting, investments, or disbursements of the county funds. My platform from the beginning, and still is, we need to find a way to collect that $4.5 million that is outstanding in back taxes. First and foremost, I work very close with the new Commissioner of Revenue to ensure that all tax bills are sent to the customers on time and correct so that the revenue can be in my office collecting interest. Every person that walks into the Henry County Administration Building is our customer. They aren't there just to visit normally. They're there to fix a problem, pay a bill, or just to complain. My department will know this up front and be ready on each occasion to help and assist the customers, and not just send them around the building trying to figure out what is wrong with their bill. The normal layperson doesn't see these bills every day. It's pretty much Greek to them. We need to make that an easier transition. Working with Commissioner of Revenue, I think we can make that happen. I will work hard at streamlining everything we can in that office to better assist customers with accurate information to begin with. I am not saying everything will be online, but for the majority of the people, they will feel more comfortable doing things online. We want to work with them. If they want to come into the building and work with us, we'll be glad to have them come into the office as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Scott. Say something about machine and tool tax. Somebody.
I won't say that. Machinery and tool tax.
Thank you.
That's all I'm going to say about that. I'll get to that for you. Primary function of the treasurer is to receipt and collect the revenue. Second thing is to safekeep the revenue. And the third thing is to appropriate the accounting and disbursements of that revenue. The treasurer office, like I said earlier, we collect all the money that comes through the county. Every dime comes through my office. And we have to safekeep that. When the accounts payable sends a warrant, which is a check saying they need to pay a bill, I have to make sure the money is in that account so it can be paid. So that's the main functions of the treasurer. The collection part of the treasurer, we do have people that don't pay taxes. The county budget, like I said, is about $120 million. And right now there is $4 million outstanding. But over $2.2 million of that is 22 tax. As you recall, personal property was only due February 9 months ago. Current year taxes are always the largest part of that delinquent. My 20 years here, this time of year before the tax bill goes out, it's close to $4 million every year. In 2 weeks, we're going to have $20 million because we're sending out new bills. And what that does, when I get a new bill, especially real estate now, as you know, the market's been crazy. Dallas will tell you that. My wife will tell you that. She's closed probably 2,500 loans in the last 3 years. So part of our job is finding the people where they moved, finding the mortgage company that holds their escrow. And the easiest way we do that is when the next year bills go out, then they come to my office and say, hey, this hasn't been paid, or this went to the wrong person. That is part of the collection. That $4 million, we love to get that, but it's a process. Real estate taxes stay on the books for 20 years. All right, if you go back 20 years, that means I've billed over $280 million in real estate taxes. And right now there's like 1.8 outstanding in that 20 years. Personal property, they stay on the books for 5 years. I've billed over $70 million in personal property taxes. There's a little over $2 million in personal property taxes outstanding right now. Problem with, as you can imagine, personal property, that's your car tax. People move in and out of the county. People sell cars, and it's like hunting for needles in a haystack. We get it down. We have great programs. Best thing we have now, once we did away with decals, which is a great thing for Henry County, but I do a VRW stop. That's vehicle registration. So I put a hold at DMV so people cannot renew their registrations, and that's why we collect the majority of the delinquent personal property tax. Business taxes are late. I can't tell you what we're doing that. They are, biggest thing we do is find the owner, with business property tax, we have the headquarters outside of Henry County for a lot of them. So when we send the bills out, they change headquarters, we mail it to the wrong place, and we have to collect it. That's what we do. We find out who is it. And sometimes it takes them a while. The last 3 years with COVID, I've had people call me, well, the accounts payable clerk was out for 3 months of COVID, so nothing got paid for 3 months. And that bill's laying on somebody's desk somewhere. That's our biggest issue with business personal property. But like I said, we do have about $4 million outstanding, but you look, we have a $120 million budget. Another way to check on that is out of the $120 million, it doesn't, if you've been to a Board of Supervisors meeting, they've never said, we can't do a project, we can't pay anybody because we're lacking that $4 million. When a new Board of Supervisors member comes on, that's the first question they ask the treasurer is, what can we do to collect these taxes? And the first thing I say to them is, give me more people. The Commissioner's office and the Treasurer's office have been the two offices that have been downsized since I've been there. I have 3 less people when I started in 2000. The Commissioner has 3 less people. Isn't it ironic that when you want to raise revenue or cut expenses, the first thing happens is they cut the revenue collector's office?
Why don't you stay here for a second?
I'm Attorney General Jason Miyares. My job as Attorney General is to be the people's protector and partnering with law enforcement. I can think of no greater partner right now that we have than Sheriff Wayne Davis. He's over 23 years of experience in law enforcement, everything from being a patrolman, the SWAT team, the homicide investigator. He'd be a fantastic sheriff. I ask you to go vote in November. I'm proud to support him. The world is run by those that show up. Show up for Sheriff Davis on Election Day.
This ad is paid for and authorized by D. Wayne Davis Jr. for Sheriff.
A broken or cracked windshield can ruin a day. At Daniels Auto Glass, it's our goal to make that unfortunate scenario as painless as possible. We have been servicing Franklin County and the surrounding area since 1995. Our customers are our neighbors, and we want you to know that you have the choice who repairs or replaces your windshield. And if you can't come out to us, we can come out to you. We also offer window tinting, and we are fully equipped and certified to reset all camera systems in any windshield, both in shop and with our mobile unit.
Sarver Cleaning Services is locally owned and operated since 1997, providing leading commercial and residential cleaning solutions in Virginia and North Carolina. Let us handle all your cleaning needs. 24-hour service, 7 days a week. Give them a call at 276-647-7667 or info@sarvercleaningservices.com.
Nelson Towing and Recovery has been serving Martinsville, Henry County, and the surrounding areas for 45 years. We have a talented, friendly staff with almost 100 years of combined experience. All of our drivers are certified and experienced in just about any situation. Our fleet of tow trucks contains a variety of modern vehicles that will meet every possible need. We also provide roadside assistance to help you out in case you have a flat tire or run out of fuel. Nelson Towing and Recovery, 888-257-8866.
Richard Sarver Realtor 2023 Reader's Choice Award winner for Best Realtor. For all your listings and selling needs, give him a call at 276-732-3187.
The next question is 3 to 4 minutes, cut off at 4. It's the last question, and it says, if you are the incumbent, what, if any, updates or improvements do you intend to make to increase the efficiency of the office? Or if you're not the incumbent, state what changes or improvements you think should be made to the office and how you will make them. And since Scott's the incumbent, he can address it first.
I am the incumbent. Yep.
Did I say recumbent?
No, you didn't. What updates I want to see the office? The biggest update to my office happened today when the governor signed the new budget, finally. The budget's supposed to be due May 1st. We got a budget September 14th. And in the budget, they are restoring some of these positions I just mentioned that we're short. Imagine, the county hasn't changed population-wise, people have as many cars and things like that, and we're supposed to collect it with 3 less people. All right, during COVID, we had people out. We ran basically skeleton offices like everybody else, every business has. We've had, retention. People have left the office in the last 5 years. I've had 4 people retire. I've had 3 people go to work in different departments in the county because they paid them more than the treasurer's office is allowed to pay. So that's the thing we're doing, is training a lot. So my hope for the office of improving things is to get a staff back up in the numbers and keep the people training. I have, in the 20 years I've been there, I've had 7 of my employees go through the career development program with the Treasurers Association of Virginia that is backed and certified by the Weldon Cooper Public Service of Virginia. So that is my best goal. My biggest goal now is to get the staff that we can do the work that we're mandated to do.
I may have lost track. I think, David, it would be you next, probably. If anybody objects strongly, overruled.
Mike and I are pointing at one another. It's your turn. It's your turn. As long as we got it figured out. As I stated earlier, I would love to streamline everything in the office so that the customers can almost do all of their transactions online if desired. I'm not going to promise that I will collect $4.5 million right away, but I'm going to keep the community updated and abreast on the progress. I'm going to seek out every tool that is out there in the state of Virginia to help assist my department in collecting those outstanding taxes. I'm going to strive to have a cohesive department that will be very close to the Commissioner of Revenue's office to help you as customers. I'm going to be a working manager that is very involved in the day-to-day actions of the employees and public visiting our office. I will utilize my experience and working knowledge of audits and regulations that are expected from the state of Virginia in keeping accurate records. I will be open to change and work with current staff at making those changes and adjustments to better serve our community. Lastly, I will make myself available to communicate with the citizens and to hear their concerns by having an open door policy and at the public's request at any time. Thank you.
I think it's important that we look to work together with our county administration, our sheriff's department, our Commonwealth attorney, our board of supervisors to successfully recoup the lost tax money from the businesses and increase the revenue that goes into the local budget. We can't wait until 5 years and that businesses went out and left us. We have to work on that on a daily basis. My main goal will be to collect the taxes from the businesses that have not paid their taxes over the past few years to help this community. We need to find better ways to reach out to our citizens and businesses that are not paying. I will immediately be reaching out to those businesses and those individuals that have not paid their taxes. And in the previous years, we'll find solutions to make those payments take place. I'll start by working with the people in the office to find areas of improvement, and I want the people in the office to be valued. I'll start with working with them very closely to ensure that I understand every aspect of their roles, and I'm able to assist them in being successful as well. But in doing so, I'll need the staff to know that I'm there to support them, work with them, and I'm not the leader who's going to sit back and let them do the job. I'm going to get in the trenches with them, and I'm going to learn to do what they need so that we can better help this community. When looking at ways to change or improve the treasurer's office, I'm going to look to immediately and personally reach out to these businesses, individuals that are delinquent. I'm going to update our payment methods in our office to better meet the needs of the citizens. I'm going to evaluate current online payment methods and look for updated methods. I'm going to look to better inform the public of the responsibility of the office to better serve the community. This takes place by working with other individuals in the office, the citizens, and the other constitutional offices. I'm an individual who is determined to get things accomplished. And as the treasurer, I know I do not get to determine where those funds are spent or once they're collected, but I also know and recognize that these funds need to be collected for our community. So to support our local law enforcement, to support our schools, and to make this a better community for our citizens. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you all very much.
Keeping us out?
Well, yeah, I am kicking you out. I really think we've got, we're fortunate as a community to have candidates like this who are willing to serve, and I appreciate it very much, and thank you for your attendance tonight.
I'm Sheriff Wayne Davis. My family and I have lived our entire lives right here in Henry County, and we spend our free time enjoying many activities in God's great outdoors. I'm a believer in hometown values, God, family, and country. For the last 23 years, I've worked at the Henry County Sheriff's Office and faithfully served the citizens of Henry County. As your sheriff, I vow to continue working hard every day to remove drug dealers and criminals from your streets to ensure this community is safe for you and your family. I will always be engaged with our local residents to understand your concerns and needs. And by working with members of this community, we will continue to keep Henry County a great place to live, work, and raise our families. I respectfully ask for your vote on November 7th. I'm Sheriff Wayne Davis, and this ad was paid for and authorized by D. Wayne Davis Jr. for Sheriff.
A broken or cracked windshield can ruin a day. At Daniels Auto Glass, it's our goal to make that unfortunate scenario as painless as possible. We have been servicing Franklin County and the surrounding area since 1995. Our customers are our neighbors, and we want you to know that you have the choice who repairs or replaces your windshield. And if you can't come out to us, we can come out to you. We also offer window tinting, and we are fully equipped and certified to reset all camera systems in any windshield, both in shop and with our mobile unit.
Sarver Cleaning Services is locally owned and operated since 1997, providing leading commercial and residential cleaning solutions in Virginia and North Carolina. Let us handle all your cleaning needs. 24-hour service, 7 days a week. Give them a call at 276-647-7667 or info@sarvercleaningservices.com.
Nelson Towing and Recovery has been serving Martinsville, Henry County, and the surrounding areas for 45 years. We have a talented, friendly staff with almost 100 years of combined experience. All of our drivers are certified and experienced in just about any situation. Our fleet of tow trucks contains a variety of modern vehicles that will meet every possible need. We also provide roadside assistance to help you out in case you have a flat tire or run out of fuel. Nelson Towing and Recovery, 888-257-8866.
Richard Sarver Realtor 2023 Reader's Choice Award winner for Best Realtor. For all your listings and selling needs, give him a call at 276-732-3187.